Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. Throughout history, it has been the inaction of those who could have acted, the indifference of those who should have known better, the silence of the voice of justice when it mattered most, that has made it possible for evil to triumph. Haile Selassie I. For years, the Legal Aid Council has been defending the rights of persons of modest means in crime-related matters, as it carries out its mandate of administering legal aid across Jamaica, ensuring that no citizen is denied access to justice. This week on Issues and Answers, the Executive Director of the Legal Aid Council joins us and gives a clear insight on the work being done by the Council. I am Adrian Atkinson. Stay tuned.
This is we're committed to reducing the impact of disasters occurring in Jamaica. We're ever ready to assist you before, during and after a disaster. But everybody have a role to play, so make we work together and follow the plan. Whether rich or poor or where you come from, hurricanes affect everyone, so be prepared. Prevention is better than cure. Be prepared. Listen to OPM.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
The Legal Aid Council is an arm of the Ministry of Justice established by the Legal Aid Act in 1997. With over 643 lawyers on the Legal Aid panel, find out more on how you can benefit from their services.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of Issues and Answers. I'm Ian Boyne. I want to talk about human rights issues, specifically as they concern the Legal Aid Council. And we have today with us the Executive Director of the Legal Aid Council, Mr. Hugh Faulkner. He'll be telling us about the work of this important instrument of human rights promotion and protection. We thank you so much for your company. Mr. Faulkner, good to have you on the show.
Right, thank you very much, Mr. Boyne.
I think we should begin by talking about the main responsibilities of the Legal Aid Council.
Yes, well, the Legal Aid Act mandates us to oversee the delivery of legal aid services to the island of Jamaica. And the end result, Mr. Boyne, is to ensure that all Jamaicans have access to justice, regardless of your financial means. And so all Jamaican citizens are entitled to legal representation for their criminal matters. And the fact that you are without resources should not inhibit you from accessing justice.
But what about not just the access, but the quality of justice? Because the fact that I am poor will mean if I come through legal aid, I am not going to get the best legal expertise at all. I'm likely to get some neophyte lawyer, or some lawyer who can't find any job.
Yes.
Is that so?
Well, Mr. Boyne, that was a perception that precedes me and precedes many years, but we
That's
have
not the fact?
sought to change that. The Jamaican citizen who is charged with murder and to stand trial, if you access the Legal Aid Council, we only assign senior counsel 10 years or more.
Is that so?
Yes, sir. And not only that, to give the ordinary citizen a lawyer may not be enough to secure justice for him. You may recall the O.J. Simpson case. O.J. Simpson had Mr. Johnny Cochran, he had Dershowitz, he had Shapiro, etc.
Yes,
but O.J. Simpson also needed to hire experts. So we have found that the ordinary citizen, sometimes apart from giving them a senior counsel, they also need forensic or expert assistance, and we undertake to pay for that. And we have done that.
You have done that?
Yes, sir. So even in a matter that a gentleman was convicted for a sexual offense at the circuit court level, we approached the appeal court through fresh evidence, and we paid for DNA to be done for him, and he was
Which led to his acquittal?
yes, sir. At appeal, he was successful on his appeal. In the Farmer Greg case, which was a pig farmer in St. Catherine, he was murdered some years ago. And the 3 accused men, we provided senior counsel, but not only that, we provided a professional photographer to photograph the locus. And we also provided a surveyor who did a diagram of the distances to make available for the court. And those men were also acquitted.
So you pay for the services
of the
which
lawyer,
could lead to information, which could provide information.
Yes, yes. To sway a jury.
To assist in justice.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Right.
So we should not think in terms of legal aid services as inferior services.
The new paradigm, sir, is that quality service. Quality service. Because that is the only way we can be satisfied that you're fulfilling the legal and moral obligation. If you do not do that, Mr. Boyne, then the person who is blessed with financial resources
will have an advantage.
Absolutely. And you are mindful, sir, that a criminal conviction can impair you not only to get a job, but even to even commence training in certain professions. It also impairs travel to many jurisdictions. So it is important that the ordinary citizen has access to justice and the supporting entities
facilities
to facilitate
and services.
his proof of his innocence.
And you were telling me off here that you have employed even QCs.
Yes.
On the case.
Right. Currently, there's a case with a senior journalist, retired journalist, who was unfortunately murdered earlier this year. And we sympathize with the death of any citizen, sir. But we have a duty that the person who is charged gets the best representation. And in that particular matter, at the parish court level for the committal proceedings, we have a Queen's Counsel representing the gentleman, and he has been granted bail.
And less citizens think, Mr. Fountain, that why is the government spending money to acquit murderers? And we have a serious crime problem. Where's the government's priority? Really, we should make the point that the state should ensure that we are convicting the right persons and we are not convicting innocent persons.
That is so, sir.
And the legal aid council
is so, sir. Because the justice system operates under the concept that it is better 99 persons are acquitted than one innocent man is incarcerated, sir. And so the citizen is entitled to due process. That due process cannot be guaranteed if you are a person of significance, as the society would put it. It must be guaranteed to every citizen. So every citizen must have legal representation at the very outset at question and answer. If you are in police custody, you must be entitled to legal representation and have conference with your lawyer within sight of the police, but not within hearing, so that confidentiality exists. If you're in custody and need medical attention, so you must have access to your lawyer, access to your doctor. So all of those we ensure. Minors should not be kept at adult lockups. So that's one of our rapid response process. We have a form letter. So once we know of a minor in custody, we rapidly produce that letter and pass it on to the custody officer that they put the child in a remand suitable for children with recreational facilities, educational facilities, and with a dormitory-like layout.
The Legal Aid Council falls under the Ministry of Justice, whose raison d'etre is to ensure that justice is delivered, and the ministry certainly sees the protection of human rights and the ensuring of the human rights of every Jamaican citizen as being important. The Executive Director of the Legal Aid Council, Hugh Faulkner, is our guest. We take a break, but we'll be right back.
Get legal advice for free. Yes, free! From the Mobile Justice Unit. The Mobile Justice Unit makes scheduled stops in towns across the country, and the unit is open for stops at community meetings and school expos. Get free consultation on matters to do with land, immigration, divorce, job redundancy or termination, custody and maintenance. The Mobile Justice Unit, providing access to timely justice outcomes. To request a visit, contact the Legal Aid Council, 131 Tower Street, downtown Kingston, or call them at 922-3761.
Welcome back. The Executive Director of the Legal Aid Council, Mr. Hugh Faulkner, is our guest. The issue, Mr. Faulkner, of the availability of counsel, do you have enough persons? You've mentioned that you have high-quality counsel, but do you have enough persons to deal with the demand in the area?
Yes. Well, Mr. Boyne, as far as training goes, I do not think it can be challenged that the output of the Norman Manley Law School has expanded tremendously. So thankfully, the profession of law is
well supplied.
Well supplied, sir.
Some would even say oversupplied.
And to that extent, we are confident that for every citizen, we seek that every citizen who is mentally ill, and we are seeking to put that, to enhance our program on that, who is mentally ill and in custody must have a lawyer. And we are thankful for the pool of lawyers and their willingness to provide representation. So we're, in fact, our panel is approximately 643 lawyers.
643?
Some on the list, sir, are lawyers who are awaiting civil legal aid, but at least approximately 400 are available for criminal matters.
Is there a reluctance by the lawyers, Mr. Faulkner, to be involved with the legal aid system? Is there concern that they don't get their compensation on time and so on, and does that affect the program?
Yes. Well, in fairness, there were times when the disbursement of funds weren't, you're sure of your payment.
Yes.
But there were times when it was a little slow.
But you're doing better now?
Thankfully, sir, far better.
Far better now?
Because if we're not doing well, you will read it. We will read it too in the media. Because
so the fact that we haven't heard anything for a long while.
I take that to mean that the lawyers are comfortable. And not only that, effective April 1, 2015, the rates were increased across the board by about 100%. And more. So that 100%? Again, 100%.
Yes, that provides incentive.
Yes.
And some people might think that legal aid services are only offered at the legal aid clinics, but actually every court is mandated to offer service to those who are accused.
Yes, and that is necessary, sir, because when the citizen stands up, again, we're reminded that a criminal matter can cause you to lose your liberty, lose your job, and impair your ability to earn. When the parent cannot earn, children suffer, their schooling, etc. So the parish judge, every parish judge, a gentleman stands up, charged with any serious criminal matter, can inquire, why are you without a lawyer? And direct that this person be interviewed for legal aid to be granted. And we rather err in granting the wrong person than to deny you, sir. So we accept the information you provide, that at the moment, your resource is not so strong, and we grant you legal aid. If you are fooling us, so be it. But we rather err on the side of ensuring that you have representation.
So every Jamaican citizen can know that if he is wrongly accused, if through mischief, people call up his name wrongly, that the state is there.
From the moment, Mr. Boyne, from the moment you are taken into custody, duty counsel, our duty counsel panel, which is the same body of lawyers, must respond to you. And that's why we have to treat it as a rapid response matter against a citizen is losing his or her liberty. So if the legal aid counsel gets information that John Brown is to do Q&A at 3 today. We have to do everything to facilitate that rather than put it to the next day. To put it to the next day would mean you're causing a citizen to spend an extra night in custody when he could have been questioned and freed. If he's to be charged, then at least you would have gotten that, and you put pressure on the police to charge a person so that he can either be granted station bail or taken to court in a timely manner where a bail application can be made.
How many persons would have accessed legal aid services who would have used the facilities of the Legal Aid Council and it's, you know, it's
well, just for the financial year that ended March 31, 2017, just for the duty council aspect where you are taken into custody and you get a lawyer up to your first court date, we represented 3,030 Jamaicans. And for matters we completed in gun court, circuit court, we completed approximately 2,300 plus appeal matters.
Yes.
And I have mentioned consultation because that's numerous. Those are just persons who call seeking guidance.
You give that?
You know, yes, we give
People
that.
can call.
Yes, the clinics.
Clinics to give information.
Give consultation.
I know a number of divorce cases come through the clinics.
Yes, in fact, until statistics to the contrary come my way, I believe the clinics are the leading output points for divorce matters.
For divorce cases.
Yes,
because your rates are better than the commercial rates. Of course, we're not encouraging divorce.
No, we wish.
But
you know.
yes, we wish that they would be.
Marriages will last.
Would last, and there'll be few
But
cases.
sometimes the separation may be for the peace of mind and the good of both
and
parties.
in that case, the legal aid clinic helps.
Yes, sir.
You also have a mobile justice unit. Tell us about
that mobile justice unit, and we're grateful to the Ministry of Justice and the partners under the Citizen Security and Justice Program or overseas agencies, the US, Canada, Britain, etc. Since January 17, 2017, we have a mobile unit, and our mandate is to visit 50 communities. And these are communities that we believe, need the services, access to justice services. Because, as you're mindful, Mr. Boyne, Montego Bay has a legal aid clinic.
Yes.
Norman Manley Law School has a teaching legal aid clinic, and Kingston Legal Aid Clinic.
That's right.
So you would be aware immediately that there are a number of communities that are not even within 50 miles of a clinic.
Yes.
So the mobile unit helps you to reach those persons.
So they would go in there for what period? And
yes, we go to the communities and spend an entire day in those communities.
So people come and they ask questions.
So for the first, between January 17 and March 31, approximately 456 persons would have accessed the services of the unit. We have off days where you follow up with the matters, etc. And in a few instances, sometimes, we have to reschedule depending on unrest, etc. in the communities. But for the most part, we honor our
50 communities will be visited by the mobile justice
for
unit.
the financial year.
Good. Well, the Legal Aid Council seems to be doing a critical work, performing critical functions and promoting human rights.
Right. We think we are morally and legally bound to do so, because no community, no country can be sustained in terms of peace and social harmony. Where justice is only
for those who can afford it.
That's right, sir.
Good. Mr. Hugh Faulkner is the Executive Director of the Legal Aid Council, which falls on the Ministry of Justice. And the Ministry of Justice is interested in promoting and protecting human rights. The state is interested in promoting and protecting human rights. Next week, I'll be back. Until then, Ian Bourne wishing you a very pleasant day.
More life.
memories.
More moments.
Jamaica Moves is a call to action to prevent non-communicable diseases. Get active, eat healthy. You can protect yourself from high blood pressure, obesity, asthma, certain cancer diseases, and more.
The annual Denby Agricultural Show was buzzing with activity earlier this month. The 65th staging was held under the theme, Grow What You Eat What We Grow, adding a salute to our farmers, nation builders. Just in case you missed it, here are some highlights.
This remains the largest show of its kind in the English-speaking Caribbean, event and venue of the same name. The 2017 staging again urged the nation to grow what we eat what we grow, adding a salute to our farmers, nation builders. Amidst rain and muddy conditions, the Denby Showground was buzzing with activities over the 3-day period.
We exceeded the number for last year's Denby, which was bigger than previous Denby. We have over 250 exhibitors. We had significant numbers of livestock entries. The largest number of livestock entries we have had for many, many years. The show has cost us in the region of $100 million to stage, but we believe it's going to generate economic activities for the country, for the sector, and for the people of Clarendon and all the adjoining parishes in excess of $1 billion.
Agriculture Minister Caenwood lauded the farmers on their success in the sector, but reminded them of an important asset they should not ignore.
Agriculture is one of the main planks on which we can hope to achieve economic growth and development. And if agriculture is one of the main planks that will determine our growth, then youth is an essential part of that productive process. It is the youth that we must turn our attention to.
The students' showcases were innovative, impactful, impressive.
We must continue to strive for excellence. We must continue to be more productive. We must continue to be able to make the kinds of goods and provide the kinds of services that will put us on the cutting edge of competition both domestically and internationally.
In light of this, at the celebration of Denby 65, 65 farmers were awarded medals of appreciation for their outstanding work and long-standing commitment to the agricultural sector. Jamaica has over 240,000 farmers across the island. Clearly, agriculture is a big deal, and the Prime Minister wants his agents to change the way they see themselves.
You are an important part of the business of Jamaica. And when we start to conduct agriculture now as business, as a profitable enterprise that doesn't have to depend on subsidy or welfare or grant, then that is when we will start to see agriculture take off.
The 2017 Denby Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show was truly a memorable one. 65 and still alive, celebrating our farmers, creating opportunities and building linkages to ensure the continued growth of the agricultural sector in Jamaica.
As we salute the farmers of Jamaica today, tomorrow, Monday, and onwards, agriculture is alive and well.
Farmers across Jamaica, listen to this. Beet armyworms favor areas with high temperatures and good food supply like scallions and onions. Here are some tips on how to protect your crops from this ambush. Rotate crops, destroy all infested material, and plow damaged fields. Handpick and destroy eggs and tiny beet armyworms. Preserve combat fighters to help you fight armyworms. Use approved insecticides when treating crops. For information, contact your nearest RADA office or the RADA toll-free line at 1-888-ASK-RADA. That's 1-888-275-7232. Or contact the Research and Development Division Plant Protection Unit at Bodles in St. Catherine at 983-2267 or 983-2281.
Nothing is too challenging in life to sit and not work hard for what you want. Knowing what you want will help you take better life decisions.
I charge you, ladies, step up, be yourself. Know that there is no limit at all to who you can be and what you can achieve. There is no man on this face of the earth that is better than you. And so, you must be inspired as individuals, as women, to take charge, to take the lead, to be yourself, to succeed.
Protect Jamaica, plant your grass. Help us become more resilient to climate change impacts. Protect Jamaica, plant a tree. It improves the island's national biodiversity. Trees may be fruit, ornamental, or timber, but must be native or suitable to the area's natural landscape. Join the Jamaica Million Tree Campaign and help to plant 1 million trees by June 30, 2019. This is a call to action by the National Environment and Planning Agency.
I hope you found our program informative. Send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm. Stay informed on our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more information. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.